Coming up in VUCast, what can happen when kids have chronic stomach aches? An iPad app for children that takes the mystery out of healthcare, and how this device might one day save lives. Hi, I'm Carol Bartu. It's an all too common complaint from children.
Just look at that plate. Aren't you feeling well, Bill? Aren't you hungry? What can be the matter? Yes, Bill, you're getting a stomachache.
The cause of Bill's stomachache? Eating too fast and too much. But what happens when a child has stomach pain without a clear medical explanation? A Vanderbilt study shows that children with chronic, unexplained stomach pain are more likely to have an anxiety disorder when they grow up. In fact, 51% of adolescents and adults who'd had chronic stomach aches as children reported experiencing an anxiety disorder later in life, and that's compared to 20% of those who didn't have tummy aches. But which came first for the child? Anxiety causing aches, or did the pain cause the anxiety?
You know, in my mind as a clinician, it doesn't really matter which came first. What I'm dealing with and what the child is dealing with is that they have both. And an anxious person is going to cope with recurrent pain in a different way than a person who is not anxious. And so if we can help them with their anxiety, we may be able to help them manage their pain better.
The study led by Dr. Walker was conducted at the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital. It received national media attention ranging from the New York Times to the Canadian Broadcasting Company. To learn more about this study, go to Children's Hospital website and search stomach aches and anxiety. It seems there is an app for everything these days. So how about one that helps children to manage their routines and reduce the stress associated with doctor's visits?
Then we're going to see how tall you are.
The iPad app My Routine was created for patients in the Center for Child Development. It started with the basic idea that when kids can see what's coming next, they understand it better, and that calms them.
For all children, they do really, really well when you communicate what you expect to them. They touch something and they get an automatic response. It's almost like a reward. And it's some level of control that the child has too.
The child taps on the matching photo showing each step in their exam as they complete it. They get a round of applause and a smiley face, but best of all, no surprises.
So the nice thing of having these visual supports is we can show them, you don't get a shot on here. Do you see, if you look at all the steps, we're not going to do this shot today.
Once designers Dr. Neera Maduri and education expert David Cernobori realized how much their app helped patients with developmental and learning differences, it just made sense that My Routine could be used by any busy family with any routines to learn.
It's designed so that parents can actually upload their own picture. So if they take a picture on their iPad, they can upload it into the schedule, and they can create a different schedule. So a schedule for the morning, a schedule for the evening, a schedule for bedtime, and even the weekend.
It's for iPad only so far. The app can be found on the iTunes Store. Type in My Routine, all one word. Another app produced by VUMC's web development team is Baby Time for expectant mothers. There's hope on the horizon for people with potentially deadly blood clots of the brain. Imagine a robot that could help surgically relieve the pressure caused by a brain hemorrhage. Vanderbilt doctors and engineers are working together on this new image-guided surgical system that uses tiny needles, about the size used in biopsies. And using robotics, doctors can steer these needles and guide them into the brain with minimal damage, and then suction away the blood clot.
We tend not to operate on these blood clots because oftentimes they're in an area of the brain where operating would cause more harm than good. Similarly, we have to go straight into the blood clot, oftentimes through important structures, and we have to make a significant opening in the brain itself.
It's hoped this minimally invasive surgical system could change all that. When blood clots do occur in the brain now, 40% of people die within a month.
And this was really compelling to me personally because my father actually had one of these a couple of years ago. And at the time, there was no good treatments for him. I mean, all they could do was give him some drugs and hope that he would, somehow get better.
Fortunately, Webster's father was one of the lucky ones. He made a full recovery. To read more on this story, go to news.vanderbilt.edu/research and then search robot and brain clot. Well, if you are a regular VUCast viewer, you're probably wondering, where is anchor Amy Wolf? We are happy to report that Amy gave birth to a beautiful and healthy daughter. Callie Joy is her name, and mother and daughter are doing just great. We can fully expect Callie to learn how to make that VU sign very soon. Filling in for Amy and for VUCast, I'm Carol Bartu.